Good morning.
Good morning.
Who I am. Usually it is brought to your attention in the form of a question. Who am I? That then gets you to a place of perhaps considering who you are. I've had the opportunity of this extended lifetime to go through a number of presentations of myself that then in the living or afterwards in reflecting, I've come to add to, delete, change, keep, and finally, at this point, look and see through the variety of experiences that I have had who I am. I know from my experiences that I am more than just this physical body. But I do have this body, and as I am in this body, I reflect through this body, express through this body, and thereby it represents some awareness of my recognition of who I am. I know by experience that I will exist beyond the transition of leaving this physical form. I've had experiences that have dealt with what others would call the supernatural, which to me is the natural. Sometimes it is super in the way it gets your attention, but I know that because of my experiences, I am a being that has existed before, as well as now existing, to be able to have those recollections and those deja vus, and then also to have the projection of people who have gone on, who have come back and communicated with me. I know that there will be a time when I will meet them. Some of them I look forward to. Some of them it's still a question. But that's just, again, a current realization that I have of who I am. I know that I am in this world, and that also, because that I am, the world is in me too. I know that there are no absolute boundaries. There are no absolute divisions. And that I and myself, as I experience this and open myself to the experiences of it, I see that there are systems within systems within systems that exist. I've always been fascinated with the solar system, the planets, the sun, the moon. I've always been fascinated with the stars, the Milky Way that represents this galaxy of which this planet is a part, of which I am a part. And I have come to look at it in the context of my own physical body. The billions upon billions of cells, that it too is a system. It is a system of cells that work within the context of different organs and within a variety of systems that go together to constitute this form that also has an intelligence that it runs by itself, and all I have to do is supply it with what it needs for it to continue running well. If I don't, it gives me feedback. I also realize that as a system, I'm connected with all the other systems. I breathe, you breathe. Plants, they breathe, but they breathe what I breathe, and what I breathe, they breathe. There's always something that works together. Now, I also realize that in this, the changes that I have experienced, as well as the changes that I have witnessed others experience and been a part of to experience, we're changing in a way that's called evolving. So what I recognize for myself, I'll also realize is happening to the other systems that I interrelate with. And you know, that's a convenience. Because the separate identity I attach to others is convenient for me to then be able to facilitate my interaction. But many instances, I become so involved in the interaction with what I see as someone separate that I come to believe the separateness exists when it doesn't. In fact, what has helped me to realize this is the growing awareness that when I do something to another, I am doing that to myself. When I harm another, I harm myself because there is no separation. When I do good to another, I do good to myself. And it's caused me to ponder about what good do I really find that I feel the best with. And one of the best goods that I find that I feel the best with is giving. Giving gives me a pleasure. As a matter of fact, I have come to discover that I get more pleasure out of giving than I do receiving. Now, I haven't always felt this way. And there are times when I slip in my awareness of self and feel like I've got to get more because I'm not getting enough. When I do this, of course, then I am entering into that co-created state of aberration. You see, we've all contributed to it. But this evolution that I was talking to you about, of who I am, who I recognize I am, is something that I realize that the I am who recognizes it and impresses me, the identity, Clark, is something that's happening to each and every one of us also. And that we are all involved in the awakening. That we have created this that is right now. That is revealing itself as harmful. And we are in the process of changing it and seeing it is also harming us. And in order for that to be something that no longer is a functioning reality, then we have to get involved in the evolution part of it. Because you see, that's where we come to a greater place of having the limiting questions of who I am bother us. And that's because we at some level feel like we're not living who we could be. We change that landscape. And that's because we change the inner landscape. We let go of the old perceptions that we felt were so necessary in order for us to function and function well. And we start opening ourselves up to the possibility of other perceptions that will be available to us if we'll only be willing to let go of the ones that we're so stuck with now. And in our loosening ourselves from them, we then begin to open up with, well, the what ifs. What if I tried on perception of living my good and choosing to wait for the results to confirm to me just how good that good is. So who I am is simply an expression that I feel comfortable with, feel good with, and also at the same time feel like it is urging me to go on with this experience of evolution. Call it any name you wish. Call it change. I, at times, simply call it change for the better. And what it is a better version of me that then is able to come forward because I've been willing to shift my perceptions out of the ones that kept me saying, I didn't deserve it, I wasn't worthy of it, I couldn't accomplish it, it did not exist. These are all things that each of us has to experience personally and discover that the invisible is teeming with an intelligence and personalities, other systems that are there awaiting our recognition so that they can confirm to us that yes, we are onto something else. And their confirmation often comes in the form of help. Because truly, one of the things that I know I am is involved in a number of relating systems that work together for good by helping others help themselves. Thank you very much.
For more information about the Metaphysical Church of Enlightenment or the Rodin Foundation, please go to our website at www.rodin.org. If you have been inspired by the revelations shared in these podcasts, please donate to the Rodin Foundation's ongoing efforts to help others help themselves at www.rodin.org/donate.